What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we had some pretty epic news revealed. If we go over to the notice board and we go over to the important tab, it does mention that on March 25th, 1700 PST time until March 26th at 2 AM PST time is going to be the official maintenance period for the version 10.2 update. Now, there is a little bit of information here, and there is an actual official banner that we're going to be talking about in a minute as well, but just very briefly, it does mention here added quest guide feature for normal quests. So what this means is that when you enter like a raid or a coliseum or something, typically where you click the tips button and it tells you what you can drop from the quest, there's going to be a new tab there where it actually will show what characters that other players have used in order to clear that content, which enables a lot more players to realize, okay, so a lot of people are using X, Y, and Z character in order to clear this boss. Maybe I should use those characters as well. It's not really going to be good for a lot of veteran players, but for beginners and lower leveled players, this is going to be very helpful for those types of players, right? Which is good. The next thing is the Recollection or the Recollection Archive. We'll talk about that more in a bit once, because there's actually like full-on visuals for that in-game, which we can go ahead and have a look at. So we'll talk about that more in a minute. The Kizuna Shop, also we'll talk about that more very soon. Displaying class information on the Rumble stats menu. I wasn't really too sure what this was about, but apparently, according to Carissa, my girl, she said something about, checking just information on the Rumble screen. Didn't seem too important, but either way. And then also add a new feature for new characters, which is obviously the big feature of this update, honestly. And then request from Chopperman renewal, which again, we'll talk about that more once we get to the other information. Adjusted existing features and other minor bug fixes. Nothing really too crazy, honestly. When you just look at that, you think, okay, it's a pretty stock standard average looking update, It's nice that we get a couple of new things, but once you see what this new update actually entails, it's way more exciting, because when we scroll down just a little bit, we see this one right here, version update 10.2, and have a look at that. Brand new versus characters are going to be arriving, and of course on that banner we have Big Mom versus Kaido. So obviously that goes without saying that Big Mom versus Kaido are going to be debuting pretty freaking soon. Now, how soon are they going to be debuting? We don't have a confirmed date as to when they're arriving, but it goes without saying that there's a pretty high possibility that they're going to be dropping as soon as the maintenance finishes. That's what I would probably assume at this point, but we need full confirmation, right? So, I know that this is going to be a big thing with this version 10.2 update, and a lot of people are going to be asking, what are versus characters? How do they work? What do they do? What's new? Let's talk about the versus mechanic. So it says they are unique characters that can separate into two different units. So you see the icon on the left hand side, you've got obviously Big Mom and Kaido on one character artwork, or one character unit. Now, it does look like a dual unit, but make no mistake, it is not a dual unit. This is not a unit that can switch between Kaido and Big Mom at will. The way that it works is that when you put this character onto your crew, it will then prompt you whether do you want Big Mom active or do you want Kaido active when you're building your team. It's not, you can't just switch between Kaido and Big Mom in the middle of a quest. It doesn't work like that. You have to preemptively decide before you enter a fight, do you want it to be Kaido or do you want it to be Big Mom? So that's the way that this works. Now, each character has different captain effects, different special effects, and a new mechanic called the versus mechanic, which I believe it does mention a little bit down below here. Different attributes, there you go. Select one of the two to form into your crew. So there you go. It will say, do you want Big Mom or do you want Kaido in your crew? So obviously Kaido is strength, Big Mom is int. Once we do get information that, this is 100% coming at a certain date, I'll be bringing you guys a breakdown of the whole batch. Honestly, I might start doing that relatively soon, but then again, we might get an announcement sometime next week. Once it gets closer to the date, closer to the maintenance period, and we still don't have an announcement of the Sugo Fest, I'll bring you guys a breakdown of the batch, but I'm hoping that we get a fully like announcement of what's going on with this Sugo Fest. But either way, I'll talk about that more in a future video next week. Select from the two to form into the crew. To check each character's stats, switch the view in the character details to check them out, of course. So yeah, because you can switch between two characters. When you go and check their details out, there'll be like one version where it's Kaido and Big Mom together, but obviously that you can't have them together. They're not a dual unit. You choose either Kaido or you choose Big Mom. Now, this is the new mechanic that is going to be debuting alongside Kaido versus Big Mom, which is called the versus effect. So you can see on that very top image there, next to Kaido's artwork, there's like a little gauge that will fill up. It says it will fill during the quest when you meet certain requirements. For Kaido versus Big Mom, the way that you fill up that gauge is by consuming certain slots. For KAIDO versus Big Mom, you have to consume Tandem, Recovery, or similar slots, and by doing that up to 10 times, it will start filling up the gauge. And it says when it's filled, you can then launch the versus effect at any time, so you tap and hold and you swipe down, very similar to a switch effect or a captain action or a switch, like anything like that, right? You're just switching, right? But it's the versus effect that will proc. And when the versus effect is activated, the character's stats will be boosted. I actually didn't know that. And along with a special effect, you can fill the gauge again after launching. Yeah, this is not like a super type where you can only launch it once per quest. You can launch this as many times as you want, so long as you fill the condition, which is great. One thing I didn't know that I just mentioned, I did not know that the character's stats got boosted. That's really strange. Really strange. Okay, stats will change to that of the versus icon character. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So, you know, when you go and view the stat screen, the versus one where they're together has higher stats. So I guess it's very similar to like a dual unit in a sense, but also not. It's a lot different, but very interesting. Okay, versus effects cannot be negated by the enemy. So you see there's a certain icon on the on that specific one there. It says that's going to be like end of turn damage, because that's what KAIDO can do. When you launch his versus effect, it will activate like an end of turn damage buff, and because it has that really small icon, the versus icon, the enemy cannot like react to it or I think they can remove it. I'm not 100% certain on that. I'll have to get full clarification from other players, but yeah, either way, this new mechanic is really strong, because not only are these versus effects very powerful, but the unit themselves, they have fantastic captains, really good special abilities too, lots of freedom for team building as well. They boost a lot of different units, so you can build pretty good teams with them. So lots of really good things to look forward to. This is by far one of the best characters in the game, bar none. Like, I'm talking top 3. This character is 100% top 3, rivaling Roger for sure. Even on JP, a lot of JP players consider KAIDO versus Big Mom to still be better than Roger. If that's something to go off of, man, they're really strong units. All right, so that's everything that we have right now for the versus characters. And of course, once we get closer to the release, and when they do officially release, I'll definitely bring you guys showcase video, or videos really, with KAIDO versus Big Mom, because they're a really fun unit. Well, if I am able to pull them, but I'm probably going to keep going until I get this unit, because this unit is just really strong. I'm excited for it, man. Either way, there is the next little bit of update here, the Recollection or the Recollection Archive. So this is going to be a new area on Extra Island where when you enter it, you're able to go ahead and unlock any previous raid boss or Coliseum unit whenever you want, which is great. So what happens is every single day you get a set allowance of points, and each character has a point value. So every single day you can spend a certain amount of points to unlock a specific raid or a Coliseum or a previous event that you may have missed, and you can start playing against it. It is really awesome actually, because you can just go ahead and unlock whatever you want whenever you want. So, you know, whenever in the future we have another 100% skill up chance, it's going to be great for a lot of players just to go here and quickly unlock the characters that they want to max out straight away. It's such a nice update for sure. Unlock past Clash and Coliseum units. So yeah, you get a set amount of recollection points every single day. I don't think, like, if you don't spend any, I don't think it stacks up. I think it just resets to like 100 points every day, and then each character is worth a certain amount of points. And I think, you know, it's only open for that set day that you unlocked it, I think. So there you go. That's the Recollection Archive. And then we have the Kizuna Shop, which is also a really welcome addition to the game, especially for players that, you know, just joined the game or haven't played for a long time. They're going to miss out on a lot of really key Kizuna units. And this is a really good function for a lot of players to pick up some previous units that they may have missed. And obviously you can see that you've got Marco Ace, Zoro Sanji, and Luffy Boa as like Kizuna Clash units you can pick up with this new currency. The Kizuna Insignia, obtained from Kizuna exchange boxes, can be traded at the Kizuna Shop for past characters and items. Something to look forward to as well is that I believe Super Evolution Skulls will certainly come here as well, because what will start happening is when Super Evolution characters come out, in order to get their skulls, you have to play the Kizuna Clash. It's going to be available in Kizuna boxes, and if you're unable to pick up the skulls to super evolve the character, then they're going to go into this shop instead. I believe that's how it works. I'm not really too sure in terms of how difficult it is to receive the insignia, but hey, at least it's, you know, a new feature coming to the game, which is good. This is also something very good as well. The new Chopper Mem Requests are going to be refreshed into the game, and there's 3 different difficulties, as you can see. There's a Rookie, Intermediate, and a Master difficulty. And every single one that you clear, if you clear all of these in total, you'll get 200 total Rainbow Gems. Now, these missions are not ones you can just do in a single day and then be done with it. These are missions that will take quite a long time to complete, especially the master difficulty ones. But by doing them, you get a lot of rewards for doing it. So this is going to be great. Definitely, you know, keep chipping away at these missions and you'll get some really awesome rewards for doing so. So I'm really happy that these are getting refreshed. So if you haven't completed your current Chopper Man missions that are available in the game right now, the rookie missions to get your free 50 gems, get them done now, because when this new update rolls out, those old missions will be deleted and replaced by these new ones. So as I said, if you have not completed the current rookie quest missions, get them done, get your 50 free gems, and then when the refresh happens, you can complete those ones to get additional gems on top of that. Make sure to get that sorted. And then the other updates, it says for the Rumble shop, you can exchange items and characters at once, whatever. And then for special, it says display special level when sorting. That's helpful for some players, I suppose, not for myself, but at least it's an update nonetheless, which is fine. But I know one big thing that a lot of people are upset about is the Cotton Candy update is not in version 10.2. I would have loved if that was the case. That would have been so freaking epic, but unfortunately no. So we'll have to wait for the next further update for that to happen. I don't remember when that update was, but yeah, we have to wait a little bit for the Cotton Candy update, which is a bit upsetting. But either way, this is a pretty cool update nonetheless. So make sure to go ahead and get ready for the version 10.2 update, which is going to be launching on March 26th at 2 AM PST. And as I said, we don't know the official release of Kaido versus Big Mom's Sugo Fest, but all things considered, it makes a lot of sense if it dropped as soon as the maintenance finished. But hopefully we get more information sometime next week. But that's going to conclude this video today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.